And they have x's on the bottom too. Now you gotta get them all to look the same, but right now they don't. You got a denominator of 2x minus 2, a denominator of 2, and a denominator of x minus 1. You gotta think about factoring. So let's take this 2x minus 2, and if I write that one, what can you pull out of both of these? 2. So if you pull a 2 out, what would you have left? What would be on the inside? It has to bunny hop to give you 2x minus 2. It'll be x minus 1. Because if you do 2 times x, you get 2x. 2 times 1 to give you 2. You look at the one that has like the most things in it, which is this one. 9 times out of 10, this one is going to have these 2 in it. So you take it and you try to factor it. Like you look at each part. This is a part right here. This 2x is a part, and this 2 is a part. What do they have in common? They got 2, so that means you can pull a 2 out of both of them. And if you pull a 2 out, what times 2 will give you 2x? Will give you 2x. That's just x. And then what times 2 will give you negative 2? Negative 1. And that's how you get the 2 parentheses x minus 1. The reason why you do it like this is, look at, this is what this denominator, this 2x minus 2 is really a 2 times x minus 1. You got a 2 here and an x minus 1 here.
You have to do that just to get the common denominator?
Yes, it got 2 parts, because when you look at it, this has x minus 1. This is the common denominator right here. Because this is in there. This 2 is in there. This x minus 1 is in there. This is the common denominator. So this is what you want everything to look like. 2 times x minus 1. We're on the next level. So this one already has it. This one already has it. What is the second one missing? So you multiply the top and bottom times x minus 1, because that's what it's missing. So you're not just doing it by a number or a letter, you're doing it by 2 things. And this third one, what is it missing?
2.
A 2. So you multiply top and bottom by 2. And so what you end up having is a 3 over 2 times x minus 1, if I put it in that form, plus x minus 1 over 2 times x minus 1.
X minus 1 times 1 is x minus 1.
Yeah. And then what does it equal? This last one. 4 over 2 times x minus 1. But the hard part is over with. The reason why is because all the denominators are the same. So you get rid of them. So what would the next step be? It'll be 3 plus x minus 1 equal 4. Something simple. And so what are your like terms on the left side? 3 and 1. So you got 3 minus 1. That gives you what? So that's a 2 plus x equal 4. And let me pause it. And you're going to have 3 plus x equal 5 if you do that. And then you just subtract 3 and you get 2.
We'll see now why we got to do it on the other side.
You don't have... Because you're trying to get x by itself.
So why is not a negative 2?
So y'all know we got the 2 from doing 3 minus 1. And so... We want x by itself, so now we got to get rid of the 2. Now we starting to get rid of stuff. So how you get rid of this 2? How you move it over? You minus 2. And so it go away and you got x equal what? And that's your answer. X equal 2. But 3 things, and one of the x's is squared. So that means something different. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this one right here, and if we put it to the side, we got x squared. I got to show you a trick. Minus 2x minus 8. So, if whenever you see x squared like this, you're going to have double parentheses. You're going to have double parentheses. The trick or the name of the game here is you got to find 2 numbers that multiply to give you negative 8. And those same 2 numbers have to add to give you negative 2. So you're gonna have an x here and an x here. But what 2 numbers multiply to give you negative 8 and at the same time add to give you negative 2? Negative 4 and positive 2. So this will be x minus 4 and x plus 2, because those are the two numbers you're looking for. So let me explain it one more time. If you got a x squared, you're going to have two parentheses. And the way you got to think of it is this last number here, two numbers got to multiply to give you that, and they got to add to give you this middle number. The signs have to be perfect. So negative 4 times 2 is a negative 8. And negative 4 plus 2 is a negative 2. So it fits it.
So that's gonna be the common denominator.
This is the common denominator right here.
I know how. Okay, explain one more time how you got that.
Because when you see this x squared, it automatically is going to be a double parentheses with x's on the in both of them. All you got to find is the missing numbers. To find the missing numbers, you look at this one, and what two numbers multiply to give you negative 8, and at the same time they have to add to give you negative 2. It's only two numbers that fit that criteria. It's a lot of numbers to multiply to give you 8. 1 and 8, and then 2 and 4. But not all of them going to add to give you negative 2 at the same time. So the only two that'll do that is negative 4 and positive 2.
Negative 4 and positive 2. That's gonna be 2 though. Right?
Negative 4 and positive 2, those are two numbers you're looking for. That adds to give you negative 2, which is this middle number.
Yeah, but so how do you get the 8?
Negative 4 times positive 2 is a negative 8.
So it doesn't. You could.
It has to multiply to give you negative 8 and add to give you negative 2. It has to do both of them at the same time. So since this is the common denominator, look at this one. This one has x minus 4, so what is it missing? So you multiply top and bottom by x plus 2 on this one. Okay. The second one, what is it missing? X minus 4, so you multiply top and bottom by x minus 4 on this one.
It's x plus 2 though, so we
Yeah,
we multiply x minus 4 times
x plus 2, but don't multiply it out because we're going to end up erasing the denominator.
multiply.
You can because it's going to give you this x squared minus 2x minus 8, but you don't need to. You don't need to in this case.
Yeah, you're just trying to get it where you can scratch it out.
And this bottom one already has what we're looking for because it is x minus 4. So let me show you another shortcut. Bless you. Since you already formulated all these denominators to be the same. This one is the same as this one, is the same as this one. So the next step, you can go straight to writing just the numerators because you already know the denominators, you're going to end up erasing them. So next step, you're going to have x plus 2 times 1, which is what?
1x plus 2.
That just gives you x plus 2. And the next one, it's a minus in between, so what does that mean? You got to do the parenthesis. This one, you got x minus 4 times 5. That means that 5 has to be multiplied times both of those. So it's going to give you what? 5x minus 20. In parentheses because of that negative sign right there. Negative sign means parentheses. Equal just 6. So it's still easier problem because once the denominator is gone, that's all you need. So you got to take care of this negative. This is like a negative 1 times all of that. So you still got x plus 2, but what does that part turn into? When you multiply negative 1 times 5x, that give you a negative 5x plus 20. And so, what are your like terms on the left side? X and negative 5x, so that gives you what? That's a negative 4x. What else is a like term? 2 and 20, so that gives you what? A positive 22 equals 6. So, how do you get what you do? Subtract 22? So you subtract 22 from both sides. And you got negative 4x equal what? Negative 6. The 4x because x minus 5 is negative 4.
Okay, so
This is how you get rid of this negative 4? Divided by negative 4. And so you got negative 16 divided by negative 4, so x is equal to what? 4. Because you divide. So the answer is x equal to 4. I want to show y'all one more thing. No problem. Just another trick because you might see it in the homework. Let's say you just had x squared. Let's say you had x squared minus 4 and you trying to factor that. If you notice, this one had a middle piece to it. This one don't have a middle piece. So you make it 0, so you're going to have x squared. So you're still going to have two parentheses with an x in both of them. But the way you got to think of it, since they don't have the middle piece is 0. You still think of two numbers that multiply to give you negative 4. But this time they're going to add to give you 0. No, this is something in case y'all see it. So what two numbers multiply to give you negative 4 and add to give you 0? So this is going to be x plus 2 and x minus 2. Just in case y'all see something like that. Same concept.